Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blogtalk Radio.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Closer Encounters, the show where you, the listener, is also the guest. I am your host, Clarence Mitchell, coming to you live from somewhere in Minnesota. Closer Encounters is streaming live from Blogtalk Radio. We are also live on Facebook, YouTube, and Google Hangouts. For all of our newest updates, check us out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Closer Encounters Radio. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. Would you like to be a special guest on Closer Encounters? Or do you know somebody that would like to be a special guest on Closer Encounters? Then just shoot us an email at closerencounters.info@gmail.com. That's closerencounters.info@gmail.com. Have you ever witnessed a UFO? Or seen something that you just cannot explain? Or maybe you've had your very own closer encounter. You believe in the ancient alien theory? We talk about this and much, much more. If you have a story, or maybe a question that you would like to get answered, give us a call. The number here is 347-989-1008. Again, the number 347-989-1008. Give us a call here at Closer Encounters. I'd love to talk to you. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Closer Encounters, the show where you, the listener, is also the guest. Been a quite fulfilling past couple of days since our last broadcast, and those of you who missed the last one, please go back and watch the archive show. It was an excellent, excellent show. We had a great time about the Mitchell Hedges skulls. Awesome show. Just all around great night. Except for the very end, we kind of lost connection on our live feed. For whatever reason, Facebook is messing up again. Nothing new, right? So anyway, the chat room is open on the Blog Talk side. Of course, the number here is 347-989-1008 if you'd like to call in and give us a shout. Tonight's episode is 110, and it's called All About Dreams. So we'd like to discuss what's happening while we're sleeping. Pretty interesting things. I did a poll. I'm going to bring this up here real quick. Let's see what we got going here so far. I posted a poll earlier on the Ancient Alien group page here. And let's see here if I can bring this up real quick. Here it is.
It says a poll for tonight's show. I'd like to see if there's a big difference in the way people dream, so please answer honestly. And I gave you three choices basically. One is I dream in color, I dream in black and white, and I dream in both. What I should have done was also put on there that I don't dream at all. But I didn't do that, but there are a few people on here that did comment that they don't remember or they just don't dream. And I thought I'd check in on this a little bit and do a little research and see exactly what's going on here and why people don't dream. Pretty interesting stuff here. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. But so far, we have 130 people say that they all dream in color, and that's myself included. And we have only 45 people that dream in both, and so far only 6 people that dream in black and white, which is kind of rare. It is. But what I gathered so far as study goes, it does happen. But it is a very small percentage, which pretty much obvious is showing. Which is really strange because I've talked to people before, and I've had people tell me, I don't dream in color, never have. I always dream in black and white. I always thought that was pretty odd. And so I kind of wondered, if this was a bigger thing than not. And apparently it is a very small percentage, and there's really not a reason for it. It's just one of those things that does happen, strangely enough. And I don't understand it myself, but neither does the people that actually study this stuff. They don't really know the reason for that. Now, there were a few people that commented, kind of going down through the comments here real quick. And we've had some that say I do, but sometimes it's both black and white and in color. They dream both ways. Other ones, like I said, claim that they don't dream at all or don't remember having a dream. And some of the dreams that people talk about are just, really crazy stuff. Now I'll tell you why I did this, because last night I had a dream myself, and it was pretty vivid. And I dream a lot. I do. I dream quite a bit. Not that I remember everything about each dream that I've had. But this particular one last night threw me, it was really weird, and I don't know why I had this dream, and so I kind of thought to myself, I hope this doesn't come true for somebody or whatever, and I'm going to keep my eyes out for the next couple months anyway, and see what happens. But I'll tell you what happened in my dream. I was driving, going to work. At least that's what I think I was doing, was going to work. It was during the daytime, early in the morning. And, or maybe it was late in the afternoon. It was daylight out, whatever time of day it was, I really don't know. But the vehicle I was driving was a vehicle that I used to own. I don't even have this vehicle anymore, which is kind of a weird thing. But for some reason I'm driving this particular vehicle. And it starts out that I'm going down the highway and I come up behind somebody that I want to go around. Okay, no big deal. So I go around this person, and as I go past this person, I come up behind a bucket truck. Like a utilities truck with a bucket on the back, one of them big kind of vehicles. And he's in the passing lane. And he sees me coming, so he decides he's going to move over to the right side so I can go past him also. Okay, that's fine. So we're traveling along, and I'm following behind him, for a little bit anyway. And as he moves over, I start to proceed past him. And the next thing I know, I'm looking over at him, and he's not stopping. He's going on across. And I'm thinking to myself, geez, I hope, he gets back on track here. He's, hope he's okay. Well, then the next thing I know is I look over again. He's way off in the grass, and he's trying to correct his maneuver, and as he does, I see a set of guardrails, which is some type of a bridge or something, which I don't have on my way to work, by the way. And he goes over between, the guardrail and the outside, and he goes over and disappears. Meaning, he's down. And at that time, I look back, I don't see nobody coming, so I go to pull off the shoulder of the road, and I wake up. End of story. Very vivid, true to life dream. I mean, you see the rocks and the dirt flying from the vehicle as it's, going through that thing, and it's just wow, like it happened right now, right there. Very strange, and it woke me up. I woke up, and I'm like, wow. I know it wasn't something that I've seen before, or had anything like that. So I don't know why I would have that particular type dream, whatever. But yeah, it was just startling enough to me to think that somebody may have gotten killed or hurt really bad or something. And why this particular vehicle, I have no idea. Why this particular road. Like I said, there's no bridge on this road from here to work. Maybe I wasn't going to work. Maybe I just thought I was going to work. I don't know. But very, very strange. So I decided, today, being it was kind of on my mind all day and I remembered it so well, I'm thinking, gee, maybe we could do a show about this and talk about it and, see what people come up with. Hello, Christopher. I want to say hello to you. I see you're on there. Thank you. So, yeah. Pretty crazy. But, if you have dreams, want to talk about them, like I said, the number here is 347-989-1008. Give me a call. Tell us about your dreams and what you think they are or what you think they might not be. I like to hear about it and, get your inputs. Pretty crazy stuff. Now, this also brings me to another point, as we talk about dreams and different things like that, is a thing they call sleep paralysis. Now, we did a show about sleep paralysis back, I don't know, a couple months ago now, I think, and we discussed, how people like myself that have like alien visitations or succubus or incubus, that kind of thing. And of course, the psychiatrist and scientist and whoever claim that it's all sleep paralysis. And I'm not a big fan of sleep paralysis. I don't believe in that. I really don't. And I'll tell you why. Because after studying about dreams here, especially today, getting into it really hot and heavy on different things, there seems to be some contradictory stuff between the REM, which is the rapid eye movement state that you're in, and sleep paralysis and whatever. A lot of times they claim, during the research that I've seen anyway, they claim that you dream about things that you've seen, things that you know about, and stuff like that. Well, if a visitation, whether it be alien greys or reptilians or whatever it is that you're visited by or believe that you're visited by, is just a dream, then why would you dream of a gray or a reptilian or whatever. Where would that image come from? Why would that image be planted in your mind? Where would your mind come up with such an image as that? I guess would be the question, right? Because back in my time, there wasn't a whole lot of alien UFO stuff on television like that. I mean, not, you know, yeah, okay, it was in the 70s and it was becoming strong and whatnot, but as I recall, you know, at that particular time, I've never witnessed what a gray would look like, or even what a gray was at that moment, you know. Crazy stuff. And not to mention that other people who have had visitation with grays and reptilians and stuff, some of them were also older, and you know, they never had inklings on what grays or reptilians would look like either. So, you know, there you go. So I don't know. A lot of questions, not enough answers, obviously. Really crazy stuff. Deja vu. There's another deal. Is that part of your dreaming state? You know, have you dreamt this before, and then when you have deja vu, you know, you're just reoccurring a dream that you forgot about? Or is it a premonition, a walk in time maybe? Who knows? We've had, well, here we go. I'm getting dropped already, and we're just getting the show started. Look at that. Ain't that something? Gotta love this stuff. Let's see here. Let's try it again. Luckily,
Welcome to Blogtalk Radio. Please enter your PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
Luckily, I didn't have nobody online at this moment, so that's okay.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know, Lee. Hi, I want to wave at you and Michael and them. I don't know why it's dropping me, Lee. Sometimes I think it's the damn studio itself. I've been in touch with him. Now, our last episode, you know, our last show, I didn't have one bit of problem with it whatsoever. It went all night, and everything was fine. Now tonight, we're just getting into the show, and I'm getting dropped. So, you know, and my internet connections are fine. I don't have a problem with that. I bought a new box. I did the whole spiel that they claim was my problem. So, yeah, I don't know. Some nights it works fantastic, another night. And I've been on this computer all day. I've never had one bit of problem. This is the only time when I have this show. So, I don't know what the deal is. I'm getting kind of upset about it. And quite honestly, you know, I may just change from Blogtalk to somebody else. I hate to lose all the shows that we've done and stuff. I mean, I do have them archived. I can download them. I don't know if they'll work once I leave Blog Talk, but yeah, Doc says it's too much tech. Sometimes I wonder, I really do. But yeah, it makes me wonder if they do it on purpose just to mess you up, you know, or whatever. They change the login deal on it and everything else, so perhaps the weather. No, I've never had a problem all day. You know, I've been on it all day. Haven't had a problem with it. I mean, I've run this thing through really bad weather and never had a problem, so I don't know. It's crazy, but who knows? It is what it is, I guess. We just got to deal with it. So, just sad that it happens a lot, you know, or happens at all. It shouldn't. But then they always want your feedback on how you feel. Well, they know how I feel about it, obviously. Not cool. But anyway, maybe I'll find another platform and just go with that. You know, why waste my money on something I can't really use that much? So, you know, one thing or another. Maybe I'll change the whole damn thing and, you know. Mike Wilson says, first time seeing this show. Tell me about it, please. What would you like to know, Mike? This is an open radio show. You can call in and talk to me. Talk to other guests. It's all about, paranormal and ancient aliens and alien theory and Holly says, freaking robots kill the machines. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just funny, you spend all this money on this high-tech stuff, and you get fast internet and all this stuff, and it turns out to be junk. I mean, it's just money-grabbing crap, you know what I'm saying? 4G, 5G networks, it don't mean a damn thing. It is what it is. And depending on where you live and what area you live and all that, depends on what you can get, whether you pay for it or not. So you're probably paying for 4G, but you're only getting a 3G network. I mean, that's the way it is. Look at this. Here we go again. Ha, ha, ha. Ain't this some crap? This is twice now. Wow. Look at this. I think somebody's just messing around. That's what I think. This is killer. This is
Welcome
great.
to Blogtalk Radio. Please enter your...
To start your show now, press 1.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
And why I have to go through all that to reconnect, I don't know. This is something new that they started also. I never had to do all that before. It looks like we have, let's see, who is this? This is Sharon, I think? No. Who is this we have here? No, this is Doc. I'm going to bring Doc up. Here we go. Hello, Doc. How are you?
I'm the only one from Nebraska that calls, so...
Yeah, there you go. Look, if I get dropped, just stay on the line and I will come back. So, that's how it works here. Yeah, just hold the line. I will connect.
No.
That's twice now.
My internet connection today sucks, so I have problems hearing you on the web page. So.
Oh, no kidding. Is anyone else having problems hearing us, or is it?
Yep.
Let me, because I can turn that up a little bit. It may be the speakers, so I'm going to turn this up.
Well, it was Facebook that I was having problems. It kept giving me the sping thing on it. So
okay.
Kept.
Well, I'll turn it up anyway, just so that,
who knows?
Yeah. No, even Facebook. It's
I've
been
worked with computers for 40 years, but still.
Yeah, everything has been real glitchy lately. I mean, even today on the post, you noticed that when I did the show and made the event, once again, Facebook took away the invite all button, so I couldn't invite my friends. Why in the hell they do this, I have no idea. So I wrote them another nasty gram and I sent it to them, and we'll see what happens. But, the last time it happened, they sent me back a note saying, we apologize for the inconvenience, and we did reinstall it. Now, why is it uninstalled again? I have no idea. It's just so stupid. But when you got, over 200 and some friends, 300 friends or whatever, and you want to invite them all, you can't just sit there and click on every single name. It takes you, a day and a half to do, and it's just ridiculous, So, I don't know.
When you want to do the show that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't help having to do take a day and a half to do it. So.
Exactly. Let's see.
What are we talking about tonight? Dreams?
Dreams, yeah, absolutely. All about the dreams.
I have weird dreams, but I think it's because I sleep with the TV on.
Right.
I think the TV gets into my subconscious, so I'll have dreams about things that are going on, and I'll wake up and it's the TV. It's like I'm part of the TV show or something.
Sometimes that does happen. Yeah, absolutely. Your subconscious is picking it up,
But
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I had a couple of strokes and actually died twice. So after that, I just quit having dreams very much. So
really, wow.
Yeah, this is back in like 1989.
And how you been since then? I mean, you're okay
Well,
now?
well,
Okay.
well, except for everything else that's going on.
Right, yeah, understandable.
I think you know about all that stuff.
Yeah.
You and I have a lot of the same problems.
Pretty
so
much, yeah. It's kind of
It
crazy.
sucks getting older.
Ain't it though? Oh my goodness. I want to say hi to Pamela Steve. Says they're from Teesdale, Australia. Lots of UFO sites around the area, including myself and husband on different occasions. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like to hear about them, no doubt. Say hi to Tony. He's on. Things made from Innes here seem a few UFOs recently and alien back in the 78. Cool. Tony says hello. Was you kidnapped by aliens? Well, I don't call it a kidnapping. It was a visitation for sure, but not a kidnapping. I call it an abduction because I know I was abducted, but I don't remember the actual, once I left my room and stuff and whatever, I don't know what happened after that. So, I'm sorry, she says you're a female, and from Norway. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I guess you could call it a kidnapping, but, you know, that's okay. But they brought me back, so that was cool. But now, after studying
Hopefully
these...
they brought you back.
Yeah, well, part of me anyway, you know. I wish they could do it again and fix me and then bring me back. I'd be happy, you know. Crazy stuff. But, says, I wish that happened to me.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
thought about calling in on the last show when you had the Crystal Skull people on.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good show. I just listened to most of it, so I was going to call in and decided not to, just so I could listen to all the other people talking about it.
Right.
Seeing that the Carol, what was her name, Carol?
Carol Davis, yes.
Yeah, she was having a lot of problems hearing people, so...
Yeah,
well, I guess you were on Skype with her, right?
Yeah, I was running Skype with her. Now, I did an experiment with that afterwards, and I almost think it had to be on her end because I didn't have a problem through anything else that I did while I was checking in on that. So, I don't know if she just couldn't hear very well or, you know, what happened there, but... I did notice, though, that his, you know, Bill's phone was very, very low as far as conversation-wise. If you look at the videos and, you know, try to listen to, he is...
Yeah, I had a hard time hearing him, too. So.
Yeah, so he was the hardest one to hear. Everybody else I heard just fine, no problem. So I don't know what actually happened there, but pretty cool. It says, cool Lampa. Well, thank you, yeah. That actually comes from China. You can buy these online. They're a little bit on the expensive side, and it takes a little bit for them to get to you. But I just had to have one. I mean, that's I couldn't help myself. So there it is.
I like your little crystal, your own little personal crystal skull.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I drank all the energy out of him, but you know.
Yeah.
Funny, but I actually ordered the moon light also. I got the bigger one. It's like 20 centimeters in circumference, so I'm waiting on that to arrive. It's a replica of the moon. It's like a moon lamp, I guess they call it. Yeah, and it sits on a stand, and you know, it's got its own light inside of it, and it looks just like the moon. But I got the big one, so we'll see. We'll see how long it takes to get it.
Yeah, I've got some people. I know some people that are in some of the other forums, groups that I'm in, that actually do 3D printing of moons.
Cool. And they sell them, or?
Oh no, they just make them for themselves.
Oh, they just make them. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, well,
while we're on the
they
subject,
probably sell them, but I think the first time the guy got his new 3D printer, that's the first thing he made was a moon.
I think that's cool. Yeah. While we're on this subject, though,
But
about
they make a lot of their telescope accessories and things too from those,
oh, no kidding. Oh,
like
that's awesome.
filter holders and stuff.
Yeah. That's funny because I'm actually in the market for a new telescope. I was actually looking today online for one. I like to get a nice 10-inch myself, which is really ironic that you mentioned that. That's funny. But,
Yeah.
I've
got an 8-inch Dogfian, so.
Do you? Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
and it didn't do me any good for the eclipse because it was cloudy here.
Yeah, I know. Ain't that something?
Half a million people came to Nebraska to see the eclipse.
To see it. Couldn't catch it, huh?
It got kind of crept up. So.
That's sad. Yeah.
Well, you could still see it a little bit, but
right.
It wasn't as good as a perfectly clear day. So.
Want to wave hi to Gail? I see she's in. Hello, Gail. She says she finally got here. Tony's asking, do you think Mars and the Moon have life? Do I think Mars and the Moon have life? Well, see, here's the thing, and it's kind of funny. There's been a big talk and conspiracy about our moon landings and how there was extraterrestrial contact, or they seen extraterrestrials on the moon and that's why we won't go back, and that's why they acted the way they did when they came back, all sorts of stuff. Do I believe it? You know what, anything's possible, because I know what's happened to me in the past and I know what's happened to other people in the past. So yeah, anything is possible. Now, when you're talking about different atmospheres and how they live there and whatever, I have not a clue. I mean, our astronauts were there themselves, so, how long can you last? I don't know. But anything is possible.
Well, there was life on the moon when they were there.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, Now, is it something that they actually live there and stay there forever, or is it just a place they come back and visit? I have no idea. But Pamela says, my family think I'm crazy, but it was scanned while in bed. Woke to human humming above. A light flashed above me and felt something. Woke my husband straight away and informed him I was just scanned. He said, I have to let's see what else is read here. Let's see. He said, okay, went back to sleep. I wasn't scared, so I just went also back to sleep. Then thought I must have dreamed it, but hubby said I woke him to tell him. That was very, very strange. Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of stuff happens a lot with people, and it's quite a phenomena, actually, but it does happen. And people hear humming, booms, bangs, all kind of stuff, outside, especially at night. There's a big thing going on right now with all these trumpets and whatever going on, a lot of them are fake, I'll give you that, but there are some that are very unexplainable. So, Paul Hillier told me.
Isn't it up in your? You were just talking about trumpets.
Yeah.
Isn't it up in your area of Minnesota there, where there's a lake there that they just have this huge, really sounds like a trumpet going off for hours on end?
I'm not sure.
Canada.
I think that's up in Canada. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I believe that's up in Canada. That's actually not here. The one they found, and I cannot for the life of me tell you without looking it up now. That was really eerie. It was during the daytime, and they actually traced the sound back to a bulldozer that was going across a concrete pad. Don't ask me what they were doing there, but that's what the noise was when it was all said and done. But boy, was that an eerie thing. But yeah, pretty crazy. But they did find that one. But there's been many recordings.
Well, this is one where they can't find the source of the sound.
Right, yeah. There's been many
It seems to come
YouTube...
from everywhere.
Right. There's been many of YouTube videos out. And here's what you got to do with these things. Now, you have to watch them closely and listen to them closely. A lot of them are faked. They shoot the video and then they edit into the sound, and whatever. There was a movie out, I don't know if you remember, they used the sound clip from that movie many times. And that's the thing you got to watch out for while you're watching these YouTube videos is that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, there was a lot of that stuff being faked back, not too long ago. We have Tim with us. Let's get Mr. Collard up and running here. Hello, Mr. Tim. How are you, sir?
Good evening. How is everybody doing tonight?
Well, we're trying to stay online. I got booted twice so far, Tim, so if I disappear, just hang on. Yeah. Ain't like it hasn't happened before.
Hasn't got booted since I got on, though. So.
Right, yeah. So hopefully we'll have a decent show. What do you think of last episode, Tim? We never really got to talk much after.
I'm still in awe of that. It's totally unbelievable, but such a great experience to talk to the people firsthand.
Absolutely.
The owner and the interpreter of the skull too. That was just. To have both of them on the show, just incredible, man. But it all that it all comes back around to, and what you're. I just came in the last bit of the conversation with you all were talking about tones that are coming from the earth, and sounds emitting from the earth.
Right.
There are so many places. Oh gosh, there's so many places that where that kind of thing takes place, and the reason for it, now even mainstream archaeologists have, some of the more of the guys on our side of it, on the ancient alien side of it, have all suggested and all say they're all in compliance with each other that the amphitheaters that were in all these locations, around the Parthenon and at the Acropolis, and all these places, these places around the world, where there's an amphitheater and a place for people to sit. It's a congregation, and anybody who's ever been to a rock show knows the energy that's involved in just going to a rock show.
Right. Absolutely.
And they took that vibrating energy, from people all, enjoying something, usually music or something around that, something in that, something to do with those types of arts. But that energy emitting vibration through the earth and turning on these areas that could have powered up a Stargate or a portal of some kind, or some kind of energy station, but nothing else. Just an energy station. But it all has to do with the sound that resonating from the earth. And putting sound into the earth, in which you get back. It's like being a performer. Being on stage, what you put out, you get back.
Absolutely.
Every performance I ever made on stage in front of a live audience, the more that I put out, the more that I got back.
Yeah.
That reciprocated feeling, and it goes on within the earth. It's something that's real. That's the real part of it. It's measurable. Right. It's in the frequency. It's in the frequency range that's measurable. I'll say that. It's just amazing to me that we haven't done more in that field. But I see where Tesla was the one that I understand where he was the one that suggested that and working with sound and frequency and vibration with the earth, how it was could have been stopped or negated by the powers that be, because they don't want us producing free energy.
Right. Yeah.
Far be it for us peasants to do anything on our own.
That's the truth.
Get anything for free.
Yeah. Ain't nothing gonna be free in this world. Yeah. Yeah. Won't be long that we would tax us
there's
from.
other places. There's some, I was just thinking about this today, and no kidding. I was just, I came across a live showing of Pink Floyd's, the Brit Floyd,
The Wall
cover band for Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Their live show from Red Rocks amphitheater up in Colorado. And I remember as a kid going to Red Rocks. They had shows back then. Back in the 60s and 70s, they would have some shows back then.
Sure.
And it was an amphitheater, and it was made into a stage and all that stuff. But I remember standing down there on the stage and talking in my normal voice and being able to be heard. People up on the top row, very up there by the up the railing, at the very top, could hear what I was saying.
Right.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And vice versa. They had to shout a little bit, but I could hear what they were saying. We thought back and forth. And that was just it's to be in a place like that where there's natural the acoustics are perfect.
Sure.
That is just.
It's gotta be crazy, huh?
It's incredible. And anybody that's ever been there, anybody that's been to Red Rocks knows, man, that's a magical place in its own.
Cool.
In its own right. Where
acoustics
it's located.
Yeah.
Where it's located at and everything, But
Andre.
It's just it's just the sound, and how it affects us, how it affects the body and the energy that comes out of that, and how it can be directed. And that energy can actually be directed and be channeled.
Right.
And that's harnessing that is where the key is going to be found. That's where the key component is at. Just getting all that worked out, and getting the people to do it and fund it and put it to work is all that needs to be done. But we have to watch out for the powers that be, because they don't want us doing things on our own, man. They really don't. The
That's
government,
the truth.
they want to have control of what we do, So we got to be, but we also have to be very vigilant about this, because we need to do something to change our world, and the world that we live in. We can't keep on going the way we have been.
Well, it's going to change. It's going to change. They ain't got much of a choice in that. I'm telling you right now. It's going to change.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
We have some newcomers with us tonight. Sean Ruthann Smith, hello from Fort Smith, Arkansas. That's cool. Hello, welcome. Glad you're with us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got people from Australia in here. We got a few new ones here tonight. So that's fantastic. I'm glad it's getting out and about. Fantastic. Tim, do you have any thing about dreams? What do you know about dreams?
Oh man! Oh,
I know I'm opening up a can of worms here.
This is one of them long-winded sessions for me, because I have so much there's so much that I remember, that I have dreams and remembering dreams at my age.
Right.
Most people my age, most people that I know, when I ask them, or when the conversation ever comes up about dreaming, or if they dream, most people don't dream. Or if they do dream, it's periodically, and most times time it's nothing good.
Now you see,
it's always
that's
something bad.
that's
you know.
something that was brought up earlier because I did a poll, in the Ancient Alien group, and there's a few people that say that they don't dream at all. Well, as I'm researching this, and I can bring it up, I got it right here in front of me, but it says, quite frankly, and everybody seems to agree with this, and I'm saying scientists and whatever, their community, says that everybody dreams, whether you remember it or not. And, see, and I don't know how true that is, I mean, we have to take their word for it because obviously we don't know how to study that kind of stuff. But
it's the mindset that I've many of my friends and acquaintances and family, they get stressed out in everyday life, and it's to the point to where as soon as they wake up, their first thought is about what they got, what they're doing, what they got going on. And whenever you do that, whenever you react that way, I think this is my theory now. I don't know. I'm no head shrinker.
Right. Well,
this is just how I see it and how I understand it. It's to work that way.
Sure.
That people that wake up like that, oftentimes they shock themselves so much, the body goes through such a shock that it flips off that switch from that dream, and it goes into a lost file. It's a lost file. It's not downloaded. It's nothing. It's just boom,
right,
and gone.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as that
I
goes.
I relax when I dream, or when I sleep.
Right.
I go to sleep within 15 to 30 seconds after my head hits the pillow. I'm out, man. I'm told.
Wish I could say that.
I've had girlfriends tell me that they could not believe how fast. I mean, you sitting there talking to them, and within just a few seconds, I'm snoring. And they're like, "How do you do that?" When we wake up, or later on, they'd ask me, "How can you fall asleep that fast?"
Wow.
I've never seen anybody go asleep that fast. I said, "I don't know. I just relax and go out."
Right.
But I wake up through a session too. There's a stage I go through. Sometimes I'm in such a deep dream that it takes me a couple of moments, a couple of rounds of going through a couple of stages of coming back to consciousness. Because I'm like, I have to kickstart myself.
Right.
And it's all these dreams that are like, wow, crazy, wild dreams that you think are real.
No kidding.
I remember, it happens to me so many times, it's not even funny, that I'll be in a dream and I'll ask myself, is this a dream or is this real?
Right.
And I go, this must be real. This has to be real. And I'm not kidding you. I kid you not. It's so real that when I come to, I'm like, that was a dream. That was a dream, and I thought that was real.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I remember this, so many times. So oftentimes it happens that way. I've gone into kind of analyzing it in a way, and in a way just noticing it and wondering how it affects my reality life or my conscious life.
Right.
Because everybody's reality is different. Everybody's, but my consciousness, how am I okay? Am I good? Am I in check with myself? Am I in balance?
Right.
And I must be, because I'll tell you what, I cannot tell you, and this is no kidding, I seriously cannot tell you how many times I have woken up laughing so hard and in a deep gut laugh, and one of those laughs that are just incredible, and wake up that way and just go, wow, what a way to wake up, man. And I kid you not, I do not know, I could not give you a number. It's in the hundreds. It's well into the hundreds.
Wow.
Of times that I've woken up like that, and I've never taken a log or kept a log of it or anything. But maybe I should.
Well, there are people that do that, though. Yeah. That's,
I don't
wow.
know. Well, they keep track of their dreams. They keep track of their biorhythms and all this stuff. You know, I'm like, really?
Yeah, I've got some friends that do that. They
Yeah.
Like, that's all,
they track how they sleep and stuff. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it because I'll tell you, when it's a full moon, I can tell when it's a full moon if it's overcast. I know because I cannot sleep.
You got something?
I'll guarantee it. I'll probably get 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night on a full moon night, and that is no lie.
Well, that's a good night's sleep for me. 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess yeah. There's been times when I kept a 3 to 4 hour sleep period. You know, when I was in my 20s, for sure, I never slept more than I tried never sleep more than 4 hours a night. Never.
Wow.
You know, because I had read somewhere, I read in like in Playboy or someplace, I come across this article that talked about sleep patterns and how we can change our sleep patterns. And you know, if you're healthy and you're vibrant and you're in good shape and everything, you know,
Right.
you can adjust your sleep patterns to a minimum amount of they said between 4 to 6 hours. And I went, well, 4 hours? Okay, I don't want 6 hours. I want 4 hours. I want that to be I want that to be the minimum amount of time that I sleep to be 4 hours. And I set myself up that way. And I'll tell you what, and this is no lie. My ex-old lady could vouch for this if she was around. But I had to be at work every morning at 6:30, and I would wake up at between 4:30 and 5 on my own every morning without no alarm clock.
Wow.
Not even having an alarm clock. I only sleeping 4 hours a night, and that is no lie. That's honest to goodness, honest to God truth. So, for me, now that I've gotten older, I'm pushing 60 years old. I like 10 hours worth of sleep a night.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me, 8. I can do 8, but I'd rather have 10 to 12 hours. If I could. And sometimes I'll change my schedule around. I'll work my schedule. We have a weird, wild schedule in our household here. We don't sleep on everybody else's time. We got our own sleep patterns. I usually go to sleep about 10:30, between 10:30 and midnight every night, and I'm up. I try to be up before noon every day. Or around. I'll wake up at 8 o'clock, and then I'll go back down, and I'll wake up again at 10, and I'll get up and be up after that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, see, that's weird.
Much,
because I know, like,
I have to have that now.
Yeah, see, even when I was truck driving, you know how it is, Tim. We catch a couple hours here and there, and drive for another 12 hours. That's how we got around that. Now, I mean, of course, I have to get up at 3:30 in the morning to be at work by 5, and the same thing at night. But if I go to sleep at 10 o'clock, I'm usually up by 4 o'clock every morning, regardless. Today was kind of an exception because I explained earlier about the dream I had last night, but and I actually woke up and it was 6:30, and then I realized that I slept all night long, which is a rarity. I never do that. And secondly, I slept straight through. I never got up in the middle of the night. Usually I get up around 2:30, do whatever, and then I fall back asleep. It's really crazy. My sleep pattern is really messed up. It always has been, though, my whole life. So, but
Yeah.
I just don't have a.
My problem is I used to work nights, so
Yeah.
I was used to sleeping during the day. So
But it's funny. I work graveyard, and when I got my body, my sleep pattern adjusted to graveyard time,
Mm-hmm.
I got more sleep, was more rested, and was more healthy then than I was at any time I ever worked a regular daylight hourly.
I believe that. Yeah.
Doing hourly work.
Now here's
So
a weird
I
thing.
worked,
I'll work the midnight shift, and I'll go in at 5 at night. We don't get out of there till I'll get home at 6 in the morning. Okay, so that's over 12 hours. I'll go to bed around 6:30 in the morning, and I'm always up by 11:30. That's all I get is about 5 hours sleep. And I do the same thing over and over again.
Yep.
That's really weird. And
when I did back when I was in 1988, I went to work. I worked for a while as a maintenance mechanic because I was a mechanic in the Navy. So I just took that to plant maintenance. Turning wrenches. Pretty much doing millwright work is
sure.
common sense and knowing how to use your tools.
Right.
But I did that for a little while and was on a graveyard shift. And I'll tell you, I woke up. I did that. I would go to sleep about between 6:30 and 7 every morning, and I'd be up about 11 o'clock. I would get up at 11 and go play horseshoes until about 2:30 in the afternoon, and then I'd go back home because I lived right just 2 blocks from the park. I walked back home, and I go back to sleep, and I would sleep until 8. I would sleep until from 2 about 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock, and then get up, take a shower, go to work, be at work at 10:30
right.
at night. And that was my pattern. And man, I'll tell you what, I was more rested. But then again, I was I was 29, 30 years old.
Exactly. Yeah.
when I was 29, 30, I'll tell you what. When I was in my 30s, I was in my prime.
Yeah.
My prime wasn't at 18. I didn't hit my prime until I wasn't in my mojo, maybe until in my 30s.
I said the same thing.
Man, I hammered down,
Yep.
and I did some incredible things. Man, I was in good shape.
Yep.
I was rocking it hard. Man, I'll tell you what, I had more girlfriends so I could shake a stick at. I mean, I ain't kidding you, man. I had it going on like Cachetone, baby. I kid you not, man. I was, man. I was balls to the wall, man.
Sure.
100%.
Yep.
But and that's one reason why I'm probably crippled up today because I beat
That's what I said. Yeah.
my body up.
Same thing. Yep.
You know?
I said the same thing. Yep.
But,
we all did.
Yep. I think between 30 and 45.
I still got that fire inside me, but I can't. I go to do things and I can't. Oh man, wait a minute.
It catches up with you really quick.
I can't even walk without crutches anymore. I gotta have at least one crutch to lean on or to walk with.
It gets so damn depressing, don't it?
My knees. And, oh gosh, man.
Yeah, it is.
I'm a freaking mess.
I hear you.
Well, that's okay. I use a walker. So.
Yeah, I don't bitch about it. I don't bitch about it. I work out every day. I got set of ball, dumbbell weights. And they're not nothing heavy or anything. I just keep my muscles toned up. And keep, keep what part of me is still vibrant. I have a vibrant core, but my lower extremities have gone to shit.
Yeah.
I used them up, man. And then spent them. But but I'm comfortable with myself. I'm comfortable in my skin,
Yeah.
and it helps me to sleep. That's what gives me the good sleep patterns because I never screwed over anybody. I never tried. I learned to never mess around with a married woman.
Mm-hmm.
And all that good stuff, So I stayed right with with myself and right with everyone around me.
Right.
So
That's cool.
I think that makes a difference. I'm not saying you sit here preaching to nobody or nothing like that, but I think it makes a difference if you stay right, and you stay humble to yourself,
Yeah.
and you stay true to your family, and you work for your family, and you work for your goals together, you and your wife, or you and your spouse, and you're going for it, and you're working it, 100% all the way, and everybody's giving it their full effort. You can't help but succeed that way, man. It's when you start faltering and people not doing their part, and
Right.
people start getting pissed off, complications and altercations come up, and conflicts build up between people who should be bound together and working together. They start drifting apart,
Right.
And today's lifestyle is set up more and more and more to be that way. So if everybody could get right, and get right and comfortable and stay in that right direction, going in that right and sure, you're going to have ups and downs. Things happen. People get fired. People, laid off, or some, crap like this. That's life. Things like that happen.
Right.
You just work through it and get through that. And keep going. One door closes, open another damn door, or kick that son of a bitch in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If one door closes, kick another one in, man, and go in there, balls out, and go for what you know. Yeah, I'm telling you, these are recipes that people would put them together and actually stick to their plan. They can't help but succeed. There's all kinds of self-help books and people telling you this, people telling you the same exact thing, as about, doing things, doing right, and keeping yourself going in the right and positive direction.
Right.
Or fall victim to it and drop down, I've had many friends fall by the wayside, and I hate seeing it, I hate it happening, but
Absolutely.
But it does, a lot of people, they just, get caught up in the deal,
Absolutely.
and that's just such is life, but as long as you keep going in the right direction, though, as long as you keep yourself, bound and determined to doing the right thing, staying right, you're comfortable. You don't have to worry about, living with lies and living with deceit or something going on,
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things can keep people. I can see how people can stay up restless. I think that, I can see. No wonder you can't, when people tell me about some kinds of, I'll hear about some people, I said, no wonder you can't sleep at night, man.
Exactly.
Or I'll say, I bet you don't sleep very good at night, do you? No, I don't, man. I slept for the shit for 2 to 3 years.
Oh,
So there you go.
yeah.
That's just my 2 cents.
Cool.
Again, I say I get long-winded with stuff like that because
That's all right.
because that that's what I don't know. It's just my interpretation of dreams are your values in life, your directions in life are interpreted in your dreams.
Cool.
And if you're and some of them reflect how you are. And some people are afraid of their dreams.
Yes.
They
Absolutely.
live in lies or they live in some kind of deception or something,
Yeah.
And come to find out, those are also the people who I would do acid with, who I dropped acid with when I was younger, who would freak out. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it because
Right.
they couldn't live with, their own consciousness ate them up.
Right. Hmm.
But,
Hey, it looks like we
that's
have
another story.
yeah, we have another caller here. This is a 505 area code. Now this might be Mike. I'm not sure. I don't recognize the other number. Mike, is this you, sir?
No, it's Lee.
It's Lee.
And I'm on my cell phone, so I don't know if it's going to work good or not.
Okay, no, working just fine. That's cool. I recognize
Mike said he might call in.
Good. Yes, I'd love to talk to him. We didn't get the chance to talk much the last time, but yeah.
I did talk to him earlier, and he said he might call in. So.
Cool. Yeah, I'd definitely like to get an update on that other deal too with him. That's awesome. See what's going on. Lee.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, hi, Lee.
Hey,
Lee, why we have you on the phone, or yeah, why we have you, as long as we can keep the connection going anyway. How do I want to say this? The tribal communities and that had long history of premonitions and dreams, didn't they? I mean, didn't they kind of live their ways or live their lives on dreams, or you know, or had visions, or however you want to call it?
Well, there's certain tribes that, I mean, like the Sioux, that they would actually go out and like out somewhere, and you've probably seen it in the movie where they would put a circle, sit in the circle till they had their vision quest or something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Exactly what it is. Yep.
Now with this,
I'm sure. I mean,
yeah. See, I'm wondering if it's the same thing or not. Though, you know. Well, I mean, if you're using drugs like peyote and stuff like that, you know, or LSD or whatever.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah, you know, it's a little different, I'm sure.
Yeah,
you know.
At one time, my brother and I were part of the. It's called Native American Church.
Okay.
And the ceremonies are done in a teepee. They're all night, and people do take peyote.
Wow.
Now, the first experience I had with it, I didn't know anything about it, and of course they were passing it around, and I had no clue.
Sure.
So I took a big spoonful and didn't know what it tastes like, and I vowed, because it's a horrible taste.
Right.
You just take it; it's like a dry powder.
Okay.
And I was like, my eyes were probably huge because I didn't know what I did. And but I mean, for me, I didn't see no visions. I mean, people do. It didn't even, from what I remember, it didn't affect me. You know.
Oh, okay.
But people do say they see visions, and you know. But no, it didn't bother me. But yeah, that's a big thing out here. The Native American Church, it's a big thing, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, where are you at again, Lee? This is Don.
I live on the Navajo Reservation.
Out in New Mexico?
But it's in the northeast part of Arizona. Well, that's where I live in Arizona, but it also encompasses the northwest part of New Mexico, and also part of Utah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know where that is, yeah.
It's as big as one of the state of Rhode Island or something like that.
Right.
I know it takes at least about 5 hours to drive completely from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee, I've been meaning to ask you this, dear, but I think it's up Highway 95. I think it's 95 or 93. It goes up through, if you stay on it, it'll take you right on up to, Monticello, Utah. But there's one little town there that's called Mexican Water. And I was just wondering,
I know where that's at.
Okay, you know where Mexican Water is at? Okay, well, I know from that point, I know, because that's, you know, that the far western or far eastern side of the state, you know, the northeast corner, you know, because what I did is I decided I was going to go the western route and go up through Oregon, or go up through California, Nevada, Northern California, and Oregon, going up to Seattle. And at the last minute, I got weather reports saying that the weather up there in the central part of Oregon was, you know, in a chain. They had a chain advisory. And I went, oh crap! So I just passed. I then already went by Amarillo or Albuquerque, you know, or Bernalillo. You go up to 25 up to Bernalillo, and take 550 diagonal up diagonally up to Farmington. Up there by Farmington, and cut across over to Shiprock, and then go up 461. That's not 461, but it used to be 666. That's the old
491. 491.
491. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's been
Yeah.
I remember these names, the numbers, but 491.
Yeah.
But
That's
that
the
goes
old
up to Cortez.
That's the old Satan drug. 666.
Yeah, the old Devil's Highway. Yeah, about Gallup, up through Gallup and Shiprock and Cortez.
Yeah, and believe me, it was. There's a lot of death on that road.
Oh, I know it. I know that. Oh, they say it's haunted. And
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've only gone up that way a couple times.
Oh, that's interesting.
In the daylight. You know, I wanted to go that way just to say that I've been up through there.
At one point, it was 2-lane, but now it's a 4-lane, and it's really nice. So it's not as bad as it was.
It's 4-lane now.
It's
Oh,
4
see, back
lane
when I was running up through there back 2004, 2005, it was just a 2-lane. It was solid 2-lane.
Right.
It was 4-lane there in Gallup.
Highway.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
No,
Right.
it's 4-lane now. It's 4-lane. It's nice now.
Oh wow, super highway.
Yeah.
Super slab up through there, man. Yeah.
We got a couple comments here on the Facebook live stream. Sean Ruthann Smith says that her grandfather always said that a dream you can't remember is what it is, but when you remember, you need to be careful. And Pamela Steve says, my daughter and I can control and change our dreams if we don't like or get scared. I wonder how many people can do this. I've never heard anybody doing that. Yeah, I've never heard anybody doing that.
I can't control.
No.
That must be a special gift to do that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I have never, ever controlled. But I'll tell you what. The dreams that I have, these are dreams I have, and I have them quite often.
Wow. Now,
or with me and my dad, because me and my dad, we were best friends, man, and he was my best friend. We did more stuff together, and you know, he taught me everything from my childhood. You know, teaching me celestial like I told you all, he taught me celestial navigation.
Sure.
He was the one that first interested me into the mysteries of the pyramids, you know, and the mysteries of all this. And that's kind of dad I had.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, and he passed away in 2006, you know, and there are times when I'll have a dream and I'll be going, wow, Dad, wow, it's so great for you to be back with you. It's so great to be back. And right somewhere right about in the middle of the dream, wait a minute. Hold it. Hold the phone.
Yeah.
Hold the phone. Is this a dream or is this real?
Yeah.
And he'll turn and look at me and go, Timbo, this is real, buddy.
Yeah.
And I'll go, wow. Wow.
He does
and
something.
then I'll wake up and I'll go, woo. Holy cow. I'm like, and I have them with my uncle, with my grandpa, and my dad.
Yeah.
Those three of them, oh man,
That's
I'll tell
crazy.
you what, those are, if I could have any control of what I want to dream about, that's what I want to dream about.
Sure.
Wow.
You know, but there's no way, there's no way in the, you know, at all that I could ever control that because they come at me.
Have you ever had dreams that were like, I mean, I have these dreams that are so vivid, and I told parents about them one time, about like climbing a cave, and there's a big mountain, and there's like all this blue water. There's like a huge blue hole of water. And I have the same dream a lot. I mean, it's not like every night, but it's like maybe every year or every,
right. It's a reoccurring dream.
And,
right.
But it's the same place. It's the same blue water hole that I try to get to and see and swim in it.
Wow.
Yeah. I've done that.
And then I told Clarence about the one where I used to climb through this like slab of rock. and it was very scary. The dream was scary because I knew when I got way deep into this rock, because I would be like on my belly, crawling in the dark in this like cave. But I knew what I was going toward was not good.
Right, exactly.
And I've had that dream many times, the same dream many times. You know?
Nice dream.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's weird. It's weird.
Now, Gail Carpenter, who's live on Facebook, she says that she can also change her dreams and that she can also go forward in her own life, which is pretty amazing. And I had no clue how that works.
Well, I've always thought that to a certain extent, not all of them, but that some dreams are windows into our past lives.
Well,
into our past carnations.
I have to almost agree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because, well, in my story, I mentioned about my sister when she was little, dreaming and talking about, my grandfather, which he died before I was even born. I never got to meet the man. And when Mom asked her, well, what does your grandfather look like? And she nails him 100%, like he's standing right there in front of her. That's just nuts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now was that an actual...
I have to say this because I am in no way, shape, or form, fashion have I ever been or would ever consider ever being gay.
Right.
But there are times when I have had dreams where I was a woman.
Oh wow.
And
Well,
I don't have any females. There's no.
Yeah.
Yes, anybody can know me.
I dreamt I was shot in the
there's no.
back, and it felt real.
No kidding, really?
But
Wow.
Oh yeah. I've had that a few times, being shot in the back, and it felt like I was just shot in the back. Yeah.
wow.
See, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Hey, whenever it comes to physical violence or
I've
anything,
had a couple of
yeah.
What's that?
the one dream I had when I was younger, and it's come to me a few times, and every once in a while it'll fade in and
Hopefully
fade
that'll
out.
come
It's just
true.
what fade dreams.
Yeah, really.
But I was a fighter pilot in World War II,
Right.
and I believe that I was a German fighter pilot in World War II, and I was flying a Messerschmitt BF 109 because I know so much about them. They're so. I mean, I can see myself sitting in the cockpit. I can see myself in how tight they are and how tight that cockpit is, and the canopy is really, really tight. And but it's an incredible aircraft. And I remember going through flight training and all that stuff. But and I also remember being shot down and bailing out. I bailed out, and I was on the chute, and I had two P-51s come at me and take me out. But I had two Lugers that I carried in my vest pocket, or in my vest, and I pulled both those 9mm Lugers out, and I was firing away.
Isn't it crazy that you never
I went out.
that, but
I went out
you
and
dream that?
but I went out. That's a dream where that I say that I was because there was times that I've had dreams around that dream that where I was going through flight training. I was going through flight training, and the boring part of going through your routine flights, going up and training, into the training flights, and how boring it was, and I'll never forget how bored out of my brain I was at that, I wanted to get into combat, and then, there I went, but that was one past life.
Has anybody ever had dreams of aliens?
Well,
I've had dreams of them coming in space, and it's nothing like Star Wars or anything, none of those movies. This is like totally like weird. And you see them they're in space, and they're coming, and I mean, I've had some freaky.
See, and here's the thing. I gotta ask you, Lee. I gotta ask you. When you see the face of these aliens and stuff, are they like gray or reptilian? Do you know? I mean, what's Do you know what they are?
I can't recall. All I knew is that it wasn't good for me. I mean, that's the experience from the dream I had. But it was, like I said, it's nothing like the movies. I mean, it was totally freaky and scary. And
see, and that's my point about
but
this. Why do people dream about such things as that? You know, what is it about abductions and visitations that people, you know, in space and stuff? You wouldn't know what anything looked like out there or whatever without, you know, other than pictures and stuff.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So how does your mind make up this stuff? And that's what I was saying about my visitation. People said, oh, you had sleep paralysis. I don't believe that because I would not know what a gray alien looked like. You know, it just, you know, no way.
When I was younger, I had horrible sleep paralysis, and it was so frightening. I mean, I couldn't breathe. It would literally, I guess, paralyze my lungs because I couldn't, and I'd be trying to move, trying to scream, and I couldn't. And my son used to have it really bad too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they say younger people usually have it, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So I'm not all into that sleep paralysis thing. I mean, maybe there is such a thing.
Have you ever had it?
Well, see, and that's the thing.
I'll tell you what. I've had a couple of dreams where I was in a situation where I went to yell at somebody.
You can't yell.
You know, because we was coming under fire. We had some, you know, we was fixing to, you know, the shit's fixing to hit the fan right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to holler out at them, and nothing came out.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not the most my voice could, and I can barrel out, man. I'm telling you, I can.
You can't breathe.
Exactly.
And you're in the panic.
See, during my visitation, that's exactly what happened.
Sleep paralysis happens during REM sleep, and that just keeps you from acting upon, you know, what your mind's coming up with, you know, like you're running or something. That way you're not running in your sleep.
Right.
That's what I always heard sleep paralysis
this
was.
Is frightening. It's scary because I'm like, you're so panicked because you can't breathe, you can't take a breath, and you can't scream, you can't move.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
Now, see, here's the difference.
I used to jump up to get out of my bedroom, and to sneak out of my bedroom at night. I had to jump up on the window and sneak through the climb through the window. But the window was like 5 feet off the ground, 5.5
Oh my
feet. The bottom of the window was way up there, you know, way up high. And I got to where I could jump up and climb out that way. One time I remember having this dream where I was somewhere strange, somewhere different, but it had a window like that. So I went to jump up on it to climb out of it, and as soon as I put my hands up and, you know, I had my weight pulling my weight up, two sets of hairy hands came down and grabbed a hold of the top of my hands.
Whoa.
And I remember going, I went to yell out, and I went to holler out, and the only thing that could come out was a and I'll never forget. That was and I don't know what happened. I don't know what that was around or why I had a dream like that. So I was like, holy shit, man. I was like, where would I ever be in a situation in real life where I couldn't audibly, you know, speak out, you know? And I don't remember ever in my life ever not being able to say something, you know, when something was going down. Or,
now, see, during my visitation, and here's the difference that I see as far as sleep paralysis was concerned, as far as my case was. Normally with sleep paralysis, when you wake up is the moment you realize you can't move and speak and all that stuff, and it literally scares the shit out of you. Mine was that part of it didn't happen until after I seen the grays. You know what I'm saying? when I woke up and I seen the Greys standing there next to my bed, and then I tried to scream for my mom and dad and do whatever, that's when I couldn't move and was paralyzed and all that stuff. So to me, there was a difference there, you know. Now, maybe it's the same thing. I don't know,
I think
but
I mean, to me, what I see. I mean, this is just my feeling is that they communicate
telepathically, yes.
Telepathically.
Yes, absolutely.
And
yes,
so maybe they have the ability to do that to us.
I believe it. You know, that's why I've stuck to the story. Yeah,
most definitely.
absolutely.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Pamela Steve says, I have dreamed that I was a man, I believed on a sailing ship, can see the coast, some of the country was very real, but just only remember the one vision, and has stayed with me, also speaking in another language, which I can understand. I can understand also. Never dreamed of aliens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Never dreamed of aliens, but have dreamed of going through space with no physical body, seeing all the stars, etc., flying past. That's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah. I want to say hello to Randy. Randy's with us.
Interesting. So she could understand a foreign language that she couldn't speak, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In another language which
I've
I
heard
can
people doing
understand.
that.
Also. Isn't that something?
I've heard that happening.
No, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I actually do that. I understand Japanese completely fluently, except that I have problems speaking it.
No kidding.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Wow.
First time I saw the movie Ghostbusters was in Japan.
Wow.
And when it came out, and went into the movie theater, and I had absolutely no problem understanding it. There was no subtitles or nothing, and it was all in Japanese. So.
And you never
studied Japanese?
Yeah, I studied Japanese, but I can speak a little bit, but as far as I can understand people that speak it, but speaking it back to them, sometimes I have a hard time formulating the
that's
correct
got to be
syntax, you know.
a tough language. Yeah.
Yeah.
That and Manganese and whatever. Yeah, that's got to be a tough language.
And same with German too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
I'll watch
thing that I
movies on
experienced.
TV that have Japanese and Germans in it, you know, like the World War II movies and whatnot. And a lot of times they don't have the subtitles underneath, you know, what they're actually saying, but I understand what they're saying.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I understand German. I understand German that way. That's why that's what puzzled me when I was younger. You know that I can't remember. I was watching one of the World War II movies. I think it was one of the submarine World War II movies. Anyhow, they were speaking German on there with subtitles. You know, the Germans were speaking German, and I knew what some of those words were. I already knew naturally.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know, it came to me. You know, and then all of a sudden I started looking at the subtitles, and I was going, I knew that one. I knew that word.
That's funny.
Yeah, I still do that to this day. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now, you know, every once in a while I'll say something up to the kids, you know, in German. You know, I can't remember what, you know, it's not speaking these words or anything like that, but it's something, it's some other phrase that I've heard. You know, it just
90
in my head.
seconds.
You know, and I'll just say it.
Wow.
You know, for the kids, and they'll look at me like go like, what was that? And then I'll tell them what the definition of the word is. You know, but it's crazy. You know, I thought, and then Spanish is that way with me too.
Yeah.
You know, Spanish is, I can understand if I'm going through around a crowd of people and they're all speaking Spanish.
60
I can
seconds.
understand what they're talking about. 90% of the conversations, I know what they're talking about. That's why when I know I know when they're talking crap, you know, and I'll turn around and catch them, and they'll look at me.
yeah, I don't do that with Spanish.
They'll look at me. They'll look at me shocked.
Yeah.
You know,
trying to in the last few weeks I've been wanting to start a diary of my dreams, but lately I can't remember them I know I
Right.
dream, but
Yeah.
I can't remember enough to write it down. I've seen this one movie, and this lady
10 seconds.
was a detective, and she'd always done that. She'd wake up and write her dreams down, and to help her solve crimes or something. And I thought I want to try that, but I can't even remember anything to write down.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, guys, I hate to say this, but it looks like our show has come to an end already. Man, time does fly.
Man.
Yeah,
Wow. Where
crazy.
did the time go?
Wow,
Every time.
every time, yeah.
Oh, time flies.
Oh, it does. What?
Time's fun when you're having fun.
Yeah, no kidding, right? What, if anything, would you guys like to have a show on coming up? Any kind of special requests or?
What? Topics?
Yeah.
I would like to have a show where people on our group will either talk or text in about the UFOs they saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that'd be good. That was what I was just thinking
We
about.
could do that. Absolutely.
I think I'm projecting up to Lee.
Hey, you never know.
Because a couple of times I was going to say something, and then she said it, and it's like, oh, okay.
I'm sorry to be interrupted.
No doubt. That's cool.
Telepathic link or something then.
All right. Well, we'll do that then.
That'd be a good one, too.
Yeah. How about tomorrow night? 6 o'clock. We'll make it a 2-hour show this time. We'll stretch it out. Make sure it's a 2-hour show. So, yeah.
2-hour show tomorrow night?
Yeah,
That'd
absolutely.
be cool.
All right.
Right on. I have to make sure my cell phone's charged up.
There you go.
Yep.
So we'll do that. All right. So Gail says Halloween stories would be nice too. So we're going to do that also. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing a Halloween one too. So that'll be coming up. Yeah,
That's fun.
that's going to be cool.
Oh, Halloween's Eve.
Woohoo! My
Halloween
favorite
Eve.
time of year. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
got
folks.
a lot of Halloween stories. So.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite is
You know what?
my favorite.
Those stories would be fun too.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna sign
Bye,
off here.
Good
We'll
night.
see everybody tomorrow night. UFO stories tomorrow night. Okay.
Tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you all
See you
for
later.
joining. Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Yeah.
I want to thank you all for listening to Closer Encounters. Please remember to like, follow, and share. And until we meet again, keep your eyes to the skies. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you very much. Have a good night now.